Abusia yema mwadwo emamo akwa abide ba Virgin TV eso kase ebo ensasoso ewo man Ghana mu ya mahodo sonsem eka ho ebi ane abobo no ede ba beso mo ene enwumre se Virgin enwumre nsia kase ebo na ensem no nia etodwa bi ene se Emrashibejafo wonu panyipa oda wonu ano ede aba betu edwasese de beyo na coronavirus ye de no wonu betimi abon ho ban ede afiri hono entino eyade se wonu eyi na otwemiesa asi hono ma chese wonfa sanda no enkonkopiemu ewo mrashibejafi a wode eji wonu ahome na Ghana Health Service also ede aba betu edwasese ye kase ye wonu hwemu akwakoyo ewo nsori ahodo na mu ehwese ohamu chichemu be se aduonum enwotwede asorofo no eyade se microphones ahodo na yedi etototo nyum ewo asodem no sanitizer no eyade se yemfa bi enyoyo ehum Ghana Medical Association for so ensem bi akọ ede Ghana Education Service for fa coronavirus ene ho ensemsem yada emu yede mu ntremu ebebremu na Child Right International wonmu eyekwa wakasa edema nkwada ewo man Ghana emu wonmu akasa achemu safety abraye bi school be se bosome enan entemunim enkwada mako be se 1700 ana enya coronavirus yade no ebi na panyipa oda Ghana Health Service so ano Dr. Patrick Kuma Aboaje wakasa achemu se ye kasa ye sukusu be se 23 no ewo enkramantam ana ababeto dwase coronavirus yade no wonmo ayo test ahodo na ebi ewo wonso a coronavirus yade no ebi ewo esukufo nkwada no bi ehum yade anigide mu nsemu ebebremom na Cecilia Mafo ne ho semasa abepiemu ebiem brother Sami wakasa achemu ese ekame ese nyumtuni Cecilia Mafo so onya ya na obebo asomde anya na o talenta Nyankopon edieduo mu se wolie gospel nyumtuni wo man Ghana mu no na chese onya bo asomwepe na chese talent no ba ana eba form yebekwa kowie kasebo no ewo amahodo ensemu na eba beto dwase Congo man no emu eyade kodiewo Ebola eyi niti wo hono ma chese na amanfo yem ehhehye wonu yiye papa nam so amampanifo ede ababeto edwa ene adehia wonmo hono mo anim se womo akoma emra form kra ensema foforo binim ka wo hu yosem faso no sese yakroje ane de babeso mo ene enwumre se Virgin enwumre no nsia kasebo na hye no se eye Success Preparatory School obe school papa do ba akode amekanfo ede amon achechefo hono bo homodi ye papa che nkwada no ade wonyamsro kwan eso wonu mecha kwan he wonsa won ade so kwantempo no eso anaso betimi afrempenifo ewo 0208 278 198 0208 278 198 na oni penifo atwetwe enkomom mi a meji brakin kakase bodi amamo ene enwume media meji so a enema bina adobia yedan husima ye bakase bono yedi munchemu bebrem Siya so mamo akwa babiem ediba Virgin enwumre no nsia kase bono eso na ye hye ase edia enche bia na mrashibejafo wonmo edi coronavirus test no ehhehye so ehwehwe obia ho se empose yade kodie coronavirus ni bi ewo wonmo ehoam na ababuto dwase se onhwehwe mu okokoyoye no ye mrashibejafo beye sedun enson meche 17 ana yade no ebi ewo wonmo jema Chese wonu so ye adwuma ewo mrashibejafi hono manso be se 151 ana yade no ebi enso ewo wonu mogem enonam so ama ye mrashibejani panipa ono no ewo hono mechiachia mepanyi ye hono mo ede ababeto edwase se de beyo na yade no wonu betimi aso ano no entinu yade se wonu mo ekọ ahomegye mu kakra be se na otwemiensa na nu achi no wonu mo asanso aba adwuma mu ebiem
having regard to the upsurge of the coronavirus infection in the House, now reading 17 members of Parliament and 151 staff and ancillary workers in the presence of Parliament, and the fact that the Appointments Committee is yet to commence consideration of His Excellency the President's ministerial nominees, I have, in leadership, decided that the sitting of the House be suspended for 3 weeks. It is hoped that within this period of adjournment, the Appointments Committee will commence consideration and public hearing of the President's nominee for ministerial appointments. By the end of the 3 weeks, the Appointments Committee would have submitted reports on the referral for the consideration of the House. Accordingly, waiting of honorable members of the Appointments Committee, the clerk to the committee, and other supporting staff who will be engaged in the task of considering the President's nominees for ministerial appointments, the House will take a break as from tomorrow, Wednesday, 10th February 2021, to Tuesday, 2nd March 2021. During that period, honorable members are to comply with the strict COVID-19 protocols and regulations. Members and staff should also resubmit themselves to the Parliament Health Center for retesting after 2 weeks from tomorrow to ascertain their status before the assumption of the House. Meanwhile, Parliament will continue with the weekly disinfection and sanitization of the premises and presence of Parliament. Honorable members, the House, accordingly, will adjourn till Tuesday, 2nd March 2021 at 14 hours in the afternoon.
Australia share on my Ghana yapomode ho ensem so meche Ghana Health Service one more edia babetu edwa e wonsem twenfo nhyemude ase achemu esese ye kasa ye one mo eguso a eye ohwehwemu ahodo na wonsom sori ahodo ya makwan se ye nkọ no emum na emum ye se ye nkọ aso de nemum na sese ye hwe na protocols ahodo se ye hye no smas na afenzi no social distancing no yama no ayo adwuma ni ahoroho ye nsa no o chese se ukopiemu ewo asori bi ma ya na enkoyie kura na ne odi ababetu edwane se ukopiemu ewo nsonsori ahodo no bi ewo enkrampatom honom no wonu hwehwemu ababetu dwa eni se ensonsori beye se 58% ohanu chichemu aduonum enwotwe de kamie se microphone ahodo na se wonu eyusu wi na se wode tututu nyoma ahodo na ewie dia enya de se wonu edi sanitizer ibi eyoyo hu.
For social distancing, we looked at adequate space arrangements of church pews and to ensure social distance in church. About 88% had. We had also church, whether they maintained distance during sitting at the service, we had about 79.1%. Choruses and singers maintained social distancing, it dropped to 74.4%. Church maintain social distancing during interacting during each other during the church service, dropped to about 41.9%, and 9.3% of 4 churches allowed handshaking in church. When it comes to the use of the microphone, the choir members and their singers who are exchanging microphones during the singing was about 48%. They were exchanging microphones. Only 41% actually frequently sanitized the microphones that they were exchanging among themselves. So that's a major challenge that has to be addressed. Risk communication. Posters, do they have posted information about the face mask use? Yes, about 81% had the information on posters. Were they making audio announcements in the risk communication? Yes, that's also that number dropped about the use of hand hygiene and as much. The duration of church service. 47% actually went beyond the acceptable duration against 53%. So in summary, 90% of all members of the church, 38 churches, visited wore their mask correctly. 6% were not. There was no difference between the proportion of face mask wearing between males and females, and the proportion of face mask wearing was the highest among the church members compared to the ushers, as I mentioned, the protocol and security, to 80%. And pastors also, the use of masks had dropped to about 83%. Choristers and singers dropped significantly to 63%, especially when you know that during singing is when you can actually share the highest number of viruses. That is something that's worrying.
Enche bia na Ghana mampanyin na adodankwa akufu ado edibabetu edwase wabiebie sukuu so ahodro na ama kwan se de beyo na sukuu fon kwada betimi akwakoto wonomu adisua eso enam so ama nipakwa hodro na akasa ede afa se coronavirus ya de no ho na asanso abiebie sukuu ni de na chese betimi ahadwen ahwe na nkwada ye timi akwakoto ya de ni bi ede aye wonomu ehun enam so ama Ghana Medical Association for wonomu akasa ede atre eye Ghana Education Service for Senankabeye pa dia wonomo ehwe na esuku dan ahodro no ewo oman Ghana mu wonomo epono ahodro na ohwe no fa enua bi entototo asese de beyo na se coronavirus amuwa ni bi epekwan krampo ewura wonomo edan ma wanya kwan amfa ewura wonomo edan no emu
titles bio wono ene ye twetwefo abedieche edema Ghana Medical Association wono ene nei wodi ababetu edwasem Sankebeya Ghana Education Service womo embra no monko asetena womo ni mpanifo enko asetena sede beya sukuu ahodo na womo bebieye mecheje nribusumi no emu no womo ebesan atotum na nihina ene se eyade a efri se mampani na nadoda nkwakufadom womo akwan se yenko sukuu no sukuu ahodo no ena COVID-19 yade yi womo enya bi sukuu bi etise Akosombo International School sanso ena Kotek na nsenya ena babeto edwase sukuu nkoda no womo enya yade yi ebia sukuu ahodo na nso ena emu nkoda no womo enya yade yi bi ade eche ne ade esenyina no esoro kwa na eko enu ntinu GS meche Ghana Education Service womo enkwa setna emu mpanifo ene aban no womo nkwa setna se de beya womo ebetutu sukuu ahodo no emu na sukuu nkoda no womo ho ato womo esanse se obi yare a enya de obetimi enya sabe adwene mpo wodi esuade sanso ena fe COVID-19 yade no se echewa ema onioma nyina ekechi sampo na se ebia wo ho towa na edin sanso foforo bi nso abrewo ewo wabrabom san ena fe die ne de eyade echewa etimi ekun entino yempese nkoda no womo ho ebekire womo esan COVID-19 yade no entino womo emma kwan na womo ne aban entenase na sukuu ahodo no womo entutum se de beya enkoda no nso wombenya womo mfa ho
abusia ye to akase bono eso na ekubi e from say Child Rights International ya dese wono atu won ho asi hono ma wokasa edema nkwada ewo oman Ghana emu na opanyipa odano ne din eni owura bright apia wakasa atwemu ese coronavirus ya denefiti abra bepiemu ewo oman Ghana emu eni empobusumi ya yesimu eni bese busumi enan entema yewomin enhwemu ahodo wono mu ayo ewo nkwada ahodo na so ewo oman Ghana mu eni sen enkwada be se 1700 anna coronavirus ye de no wo mo hwehwemu ababe de di se yade no bi e wo no mogem
of March, where we recorded the first case, up to the 9th of November 2020, we had 2,180 cases among children, for which we recorded 4 deaths of children. Then from the 10th of November up to the 4th of February, we have recorded 1,737 cases of COVID among children. So if you look at the cumulative effect, it will come to 3,917 cases of children. So again, in terms of the mortality, we have only 4. But from the 10th of November up to the 4th of February, we've not recorded any mortality case of COVID amongst children. And then the admission rate of children in hospital is less than 1%.
Abusia yetwa ensem no eso na Dr. Patrick Kuma Abwaje oyo panyipa o Ghana Health Service ano abranu ni abranu bia no eyade se okenkan coronavirus yade no bebi akwakodu ni empo wonum asebe ofa yade nu emu ahwe wonum enkwan yade se okenkan ediche Ghana for se de be na Ghana for nso betimi amma wani aba onho so ye papa na asem odi atudwa wonsem trofo nhemudie ase eni se sesi eden sokopemu ewo enkrampatam honoma schools ahodo na de wonum ayo test ahodo na ewo school fo nkwadra no eso ama sesi ekasem schools beye se aduonum yensam 23 ana ababeto jase coronavirus yede no wonum anyinya bi ewo schools ahodo na emu.
Update from the schools. I believe that there's been a lot of talk about this. We've had upper senior secondary school outbreaks in Upper West, Western, Greater Accra, and Eastern region. 23 schools in Greater Accra have so far reported 56 cases and no fatality. And I must show that parents have duly been informed. So if I come to that, we can look at the spread of the schools that are, then we have averagely 23 cases and total recovery 0 among others. But you can see that we also have some suspected cases of about 166 that we are still following up to see. And we have some staff also affected in the schools. Central region has also reported. Okay, let me talk first about the Akosombo one. As at 28th of January, a total of 500 in the Akosombo International one that has always been in the media. As at we had done a total of 553 samples have been tested, with 82 of them being positive. Students were 73, and 9 staff were positive.
Abusan ye to akase bono esonia kwakopiemu ewo enigidie ensem emum na yaka gospel nyum to a brother Sami ono so edimu akotin ye papa wakasa achemu ese ekame ese nyumtuni Sicilia mafo no so eye gospel nyumtuni na sentemu ne nidin kwa ana ekosoro ewo man Ghana mu esanse video bi eba beto dwa na chese oko stage so on Joyce Blessing ekwaje microphone different nsem kekan nsem akodo na ele Joyce Blessing nam so ama chese Sicilia mafo de boni din dia ne din no trendia ana trending na fofo kwa brother Sami aka edi ababetu edwa ene se Sicilia mafo eye na adwen pa se obo eye gospel nyumtuni bi asumudia na chese wonya bo asumye pe na chese wo talent anyankopon edemawo se wo ye gospel nyumtuni no na chese eba form enesa
amanfo bekaya encheye bia ene babeto edwa se ye maame Sicilia mafo woni ye nua Joyce Blessing wo mo ekohie adwumadie bi ase ewo Kumase na bra ye nua Joyce Blessing wodina simpie so wo tonwom ena ye maame Cecilia Mafo wokɔgye microphone na ekuta no efiri ne nsam na ne na ene se wonsan kware na ware a woni ne kunu wom egyaye no na eno ena Ghana fo no bi ebekasa bebre se de ye maame ye no na yade a entwa yiem empo no wono ankasa ne nuanom a wono wo motonwom no womo so ebeka bi na eno ena name brother Sami wono so eye nwumtuni mapa wo man Ghana mum wode aba betu edwase eyade de ye maame Cecilia Mafo nam na wo ye no eyade a entwa yiem ne hinada ene se dia wo beye ne se wo hunu se wo kosoro e wo nwumtuo mu a na wahwe wasum sebe wotimi egina ho na wo hwe dia wo ye na se wo hunu se daachi bi no wo bepagya e wo manga na mu a na wo bebo asotoro sebe ne nyina e kire se eyade wo bre wase enti no wotwa wasum a ewo se wo mu wani da ho papapa eyie esanse wo bo wasum sesi obeka se eyade honhon konkron e na ahye ne se wo mebo wasum nenso no ba no saa enu akiri no ubehunu se fom kwa na woko na wokasa no ena wakire mu se wodi nani ehu bi pen esanse ye maame Cecilia Mafo wahwe na sum pen na ni hinada ene se honhon konkron ena hye ne se wonhwe na sum na eno no ema ne nyoma bi ebeye bisi basa enye nyame eba mu a enka nwum tuo no kra enka wojaye yem na ne nuanum bi mu nso a Cecilia Mafo ahwe wo mu asum no sese yi de eyade anwum tuo no wo mu enka ho bi a wo mu nwum tuo adwuma no wo mu de aba wieye na ne hina egina ye maame Cecilia Mafo ena abere wo mu ase enti no won de waka ne se ye maame Cecilia Mafo ebo wasum se wugina simpie so anansa wo he na woto nwum a ena efa kwa dwendwum na fa ye mpaebo esanse nyame amamu a na enie industry no wefri mu ane
abusa ye gina we so ni ahome kase bono esu ye ba ye be kwakọ wie kase bono ewo amahodo ensem emu ye ba sisia abusia yekoya ya ba sanso mamo akwa babiam ediba vegin numero no nsia kase bono eso yekwa wie kase bono ewo amahodo ensemu edia Congo manu emu eba beto dwase ye Ebola yade no asanso apagya ne muso ewo hono machese enyasem keto akano nam so amachese adihye binimu eyem hyehye a ana ehyehe wono ewo kro no eso nam so mampanifo a wono ewo Congo kro ni mu ede aba beto edwase adehye wono hono emo akoma ento wono eyem esanse onu guso a ehyehyehwemu ede afanse be ya obenya anu aduro no atimi atu ase ewo Congo manu emu
ewo DR Congo manu emu meche Dr. Congo manu emu am eyade a ababeto edwase eyade Ebola yare ya mfie bi ekiri no ebaye no eyade a asan apagya ne mu ewo oman Congo emu a eno enam som ama ye maame baako de sebe watwa nananom ewo nsie do na eno ena World Health Organization meche WHO omodi ababetu edwase eyade omo ani edi sa ensem yi echi enhwehwemu pa womo eye se ampane ampa se yade no ebi ewo ho ana na womo pani ekasa no ena wo kire mu se eyade ye mame na wahwe no enkwa no na ne hina ene se nikunu ebre bi wonya Ebola yare no ebi ena ne ho eto no entinu sampa se wonya Ebola yare ne bidia na ne na eye no kure na so de womo eka ne Dr. Congo manu emutimamufo no wo mo nka wo akoma ento wo mo yam esanse wo mo wo ho edema wo mo se bibie mu no ombeboa wo mo enti wo mo eye nhwehwemu se yade no ena yi ni ti ana se maame no ni kunu ho ena wonya yade na eno nti no wewu na eno akiri no ombeboa enti obi bia enka na koma ento ni yam se wo Dr. Congo man nko ade
ewie abusia na we su na ye gina na kase ebo ebo no de babeso mo ene enwumre yedi esina ansa ne beko no mumie ne beto odwane bi ansan ababeto dwase emrahwebjafo ede na wotwe miensa esi ho a wokọ ahomegye mu kakra esan coronavirus hu sensema akakopie mu ewo mmrahye honomom na Ghana Health Service fonso ediababetu edwase wonma yenhwehwemu ahodo na ehu se ensonsori ahodo na ka no microphone pa de anyade se wonomo edi sanitizer yi bi eyoyo na Ghana Medical Association fonso akaza edi achre Ghana Education Service forcing kebeya wonum suku dan epono ahodo no wonfa enua ahodo na entototo asie na Child Rights International wonum eyiko okasa edeman kwada ewo man Ghana emum wonum so akasa yenhwehwemu ade ababeto edwase sabre ye kasa ye enkwada wo Ghana mu a wanya coronavirus ede nu ebi ebeye se 1700 sese ye kasa ye na Dr. Patrick Kuma Aboagye so akasa echemu ese nhwemu ahodo wayo ewo enkrampatamu ene se sukuzu be se 23 de coronavirus ya de no ebi eyinti ewo honom ye de ni gide mu nsemu ebremu na brother Samia kasa achemu se nyumtuni Sicilia Mafo gospel nyumtuni enya ebebo wasompede na o talent no se fia ana efri so ede akone hoko wie kasebo no ewa amahodo ensem emuna Congo manu emu yade asanso yiniti wo honom eye Ebola no nam so amampanifo ese adehye wo honom enko akoma emfa ento wonom eyem ensema foforo binim ka wenhu ene ebeboa no de babesomo ene enwume se virgin enwume no nsia kasebo na hye no so se kasebo eye Success Preparatory School ene so yasene upe school papa do ba kodi amekanfo ede ama wonme twa kwan ewon samom adeso kwantempo no eso anaso bitimi afrempinfo ewo 0208 278198 0208 278198 na oni wono atwetwe enkomom midin ede ma bina adobia ye mamu nyina mo nhwɛ nitia enya ado